Speaking of being worth more, one of the fun exercises for me every week is, when you get when they deposit that honey into your account and it's 4,000 honey at 6 cents, and you do the math, and then you're like, well, what would 4,000 honey be this week if it was at the high of 35 cents that it was last year? And it's like, whoa, yeah, that, I mean,
oh my God, wow,
you go from a 2-digit payday to a 4-digit payday.
And that's just so thankful that I started Hivemapping when I did, because that was, at about early November, I had a couple $100 in tokens. I was like, or 50 or 60,000 honey tokens, and it was worth a couple of $100. And then it started jumping, and then it started going, and it's like, what you're earning right now isn't what you're earning unless you're selling it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm earning 2,000 tokens plus a week.
Yeah.
If that token gets to, right now I'm making $120 a week. But if I'm not selling them, so if that token gets to 50 cents a week, I'm making $1,000 a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's retroactive. So you just got to keep those tokens. They're paying you in tokens. Tokens is the key. Sell them whenever the market says okay, but earn them whenever you can. People who are waiting until, well, I'll wait and see if that token comes back before I buy a B. It's going to be too late then. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have 100,000 tokens by then, and I'm waiting for the market to catch up and realize how popular that coin should be.
God, please, no, no.
And then I'm going to already be sitting on a Scrooge McDuck mountain of gold.
Right. Which is exactly where I was wanting to kind of take this conversation. So you're well on your way to 100,000 honey tokens. You're not spending them for the most part. You have in the past a little bit, but you're holding.
I cashed out in December at about 24 cents a piece.
So you've been holding since January?
Yeah, and I'm back up to 76,000. And when I get my 10 cameras after driving the minimum amount, which I think is 2,000 kilometers, I'm due for a 40,000 honey token bonus. So
that's right.
Right now I'm set for 110,000, like an extra 40,000 on top of whatever I actually earn. So my goal is to get to 110,000 before I get that bonus. That way I'll have 150,000 honey tokens.
Nice round number.
That's how I like it.
So I've not been doing necessarily the same. I've taken it and bought some Solana. I've taken it and bought some meme coin or whatever. So do you believe that the honey token is more valuable than Solana or something like that? Or has it just been convenient to, like, what's your thought? Why?
Do you mean more valuable as in there's a
better
chance
potential
honey could go up 10x and Solana go up 5x?
Right.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't believe the honey token is more valuable than Solana, but I do believe there is a chance that it could run up higher than Solana. I mean, for it to go back to its all-time high at 35 cents would be a 7x from right now. If Solana did a 7x right now, it'd be pushing $1,000. You know what I mean? I think it's very reasonable for honey to go back up to its all-time high. If Solana gets to $1,000, I think that's possible, but I think that might be an end. No, you know what I mean? That might be like, okay, the $1 million Bitcoin.
Right.
You know what I mean? That might be it might be possible, but I think honey,
we'll
the
get
next
there
time
faster.
The market goes up, yeah, I think it could 10x faster than Solana. I don't want to say one bad day, but I also think it's possible that the project doesn't make it. And I think it's less likely that Solana doesn't make it. So safer bet to take your honey tokens and turn them into Solana, but I'm a little bit of a risk taker. So once I get my numbers of what I want on honey, I mean, because in my mind, if honey got to $1 ever, I'd sell. And so my goal is 150,000. That I think that'd be a cool story for a couple of $500 hardware pieces.
Yeah.
But if I get to 150,000 and the coin's going up, then I might be sell it. If this week I earn 1,000, now instead of having 151,000 honey, I'll sell 1,000 and buy more Solana. There's a lot of projects that earn interest. I like the crypto.com coin Kronos. I've got a bunch of it staked. So there's a lot of things I would like to buy. And maybe even when I get 10 Hivemapper bees up and running, I might keep 75% of what I'm making and invest 25% somewhere else. Like Kronos.
Yeah. Have you done, you're not much of a do the math type of person, but, and that's not an insult, just not,
I just can't do math. Yeah, I get it.
Where I'm going with this is, do you have any logical prediction of what you think the honey token could end up at the end of this cycle, end of 2025? Have you thought much about that at all?
I don't know where it'll end. For me, it's going to combine the fundamentals of the business, the stuff that people are like, this is actually a really good business, the burn rate from this really good business actually having really good clients, because when the clients buy stuff, they have to buy it in honey tokens. So they have to purchase those honey tokens, and then the company burns those tokens. So if this data is very usable and they start selling a lot of it, they're going to be burning a lot of it, which is going to shrink the supply. The market cap's going to be going up. I think every time this stuff happens, there's that sweet 2 or 3 weeks where it's like, honey gets over $1, and then I change my mind and go, this might make it to $2 or $3. And then the next week it starts on its way. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think that there's going to be that sweet spot where honey could go way north of $1, whether it's $1.25 or $1.50. But I think that would be a shot in the dark. And this is just my own. So if it hits $1, I'm like, okay, you got to take some money off of this. You got a chance to pay off the cars that have been driving that. You know what I mean? So yeah. I honestly think that there will come a time. I'm not waiting to see how high it goes or anything like that. I think it'll go north of $1. But as soon as it hits $1, I'm going to take a huge deposit.
So you think it'll be north of $1 by the end of next cycle, or you just think in general at some point it'll be north of $1? And well, I'm not holding you to it, not financial advice.
No, I'll tell you again, this isn't financial advice, and I think anybody who's listening to me who has no fucking knowledge of it is stupid. But yeah, I don't know when this next cycle. Are we in the bull? Are we not in the bull? Yeah. I think we're at the very least in the foothills of going up the mountain. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, so many people are into it now, and there's so many different, there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's Polygon, there's Solana, there's so many different chains that you can get into. There's so many different coins in every chain. There's going to be a lot of money going a lot of places.
Why are you running?
So whether, if it goes north of $1, a lot of people might go, that's what I was waiting for, and switch it over to Solana or something like that. So it could, one day I expect to be in this next cycle disappointed that I sold for $1. You know what I mean? I should have held on to it for a little bit longer, but I always say that until it, drops back down. So yeah. I expect in the next cycle for, Hivemapper and everything to go on a heyday run, whether it's a few days or a few weeks. It won't last long, but they call it the blow off top. It'll start making some moves, and people will say, oh, I don't know, it's 70 cents, 80 cents. Like when Kronos, it's down around 8 or 9 cents right now, and its high was 80 cents or 85 cents. And I expect that to be a couple of bucks, So if Solana or honey token blows off its top and it goes over $1, I might sell some. And if it keeps going up, every week I'll be getting a deposit, and I'll be taking that money and throwing it around to all the other projects where I'm trying to make that quick turnaround. But yeah, I've been sitting on this. I've been doing this for too long to, if it goes above $1, to go, maybe I can get $1.10. Maybe I can get $1.20. You know what I mean?
Are,
a dollar will be life changing.
is there a reason that you're not kind of dynamically selling out? You're just going to sell it all? Is that, like for me, I've kind of written out this plan that once this token hits this level, I'm going to sell off 10% and then
10%,
another 10%.
yeah.
Is that because you can earn more, do you think? Or
I think I'm well aware of what I owe in the real world on cars and stuff like that. And $150,000 would save me a lot of interest every month on all that other stuff. And it's like, I would rather be disappointed, paid off vehicles, and you know what I mean? And then
for sure,
than to hope for maybe I can buy a house too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly how you end up with car payments at the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So